Hello, hello, my dashers. How we doing today? As you can see, I'm hoping that you guys have an awesome, clear picture. Please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and see me like primo, as you should be. Um, hey, Pam's in the house. Adventure Spirit 66, how are you? And of course, Laris is in the house. Yay! Doing well. Picture is clear and good. Sam, thank you, Pam. Yep. I am so excited because lo and behold, this girl has fiber optic in Dasherville. Woohoo! Finally, finally. Oh my God. I don't have to fight with the internet anymore. Thank God. Um, it has been an awesome week. As you know, I was up in Rhode Island. I spent a week, almost 2 weeks up there in Rhode Island with my kiddos and had a great time. I know, right? Right? Like you can see me, it should be crystal clear. No more fuzzy, distorted video anymore. Um, I am so excited the fact that I finally have the fiber optic. I mean, it has been such a game changer. Now, I got back Friday night and Saturday, yesterday, I pretty much crashed because I drove so fast. I did it in 2 days, so I could actually beat the rainstorms that were coming here in Texas. And I did. I made it. I skirted all the storms up in New England on the East Coast. I happened to skirt all of the storms all the way down, but I had to really push it. And so it took me, I left at like 1 a.m. on Thursday morning, and I got here in Texas at about 7 o'clock Friday night. Saturday, it rained for most of the morning. I mean, and we're talking, it was a heavy rain too. So I skipped all of that, but I was like recovering, like trying to sleep and do all of that stuff because it was like pushing it just to beat the rainstorm. I mean, I'll drive in the rain. I don't like it, but I mean, I was pushing it to get here because I knew I had internet. So I'm having to, change all of it so I can get rid of Nomad internet. You guys understand, like I was getting maybe 12 or 13 upload and I'm sorry, 10 or 13 download megabytes, 10 to 13 megabytes download with about 1.2 megabytes upload, which is absolutely horrible. Horrible. So, thought I'd share this with you. You guys are going to love this. Oh my God. Look at this. I'll even do it again. So this is speedtest.net. And I am inside my metal building. Look at this. This is insane. Insane. So this is the download. Now I'm used to getting 13 megabytes. This is 623. Oh my God. On the download. And this is Wi-Fi. That was weird. So this is Wi-Fi. This isn't even plugged in directly. 596 upload. Talk about insane. Insane. I still cannot believe how fast this thing is moving. Hey, Graham's in the house. Woohoo! My wonderful subscriber down in Australia. I'm glad you made it home. Yeah, it was, I was pushing it. I'm not going to lie. Pam saying hello. I know, that's incredible. I mean, Starlink, the best I got from Starlink was 158 upload with about 60, sorry, 153 download with about 54 upload. So this blows Starlink out of the water too. But you have to understand, this is fiber optic. So what they did was they actually took a drill called a ditch witch. And so it went underneath the ground and drilled sideways. And it drilled all the way up to the street. And then they came all the way down. And so they hooked up my sister's barn and my barn. So there's two accounts. One's mine and one's hers. And so we have two separate routers. One's mine, one's hers. And then they connected it. They plugged it in. I've got a router on the wall, but it's inside this metal building. So I can finally do some work here. I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait. Well, actually, it is. Is the service cheaper? $100 a month. I mean, it's reasonable. I mean, most people want $120 to $160 a month, and it's unlimited, everything else. So, I mean, it is actually kind of cheaper, honestly. And I'm not, I'm not complaining because I can now put all of my, security cameras and everything online because I wasn't able to do that before. Nomad Internet was, like I said, I was lucky to even get 10 megabytes download, and I got 1 megabyte upload. It was insane. I know, it's a really good price. It's actually, well, 99, but $100 for every month, and it was $85 for the router. And I'm like, I'll pay it. That's fine. I mean, without having any internet, any reliable internet, I had to go to libraries or Starbucks, and even that was slow because everyone was using it. So I'm like, oh, it's so nice to finally have some decent like Wi-Fi. Brian always complains about the speed of my downloads. I do try. Just all right, I know you, Graham. I'm telling you. Downloads and uploads, I'm telling you. So last week, let's see. Y'all know I went to his my son's drift event. It was his birthday. Not last week, but the week before. And then I had my live. Come here. Buddy Zeus accompanied me. Here's the buddy. He's like, Ma, what you doing? What's going on? Oh, it's such a game changer. I mean, you guys can see me like you should be able to see me crystal clear, no more fuzzy, right? Hey, Brenda, how are ya? Did she freeze? I hope not. Did I don't know. Did we freeze? Did we freeze? I hope not. Let me get rid of this. Maybe this speed net is blocking things up. I don't know. Not frozen on my end. Oh, that's good. I know, isn't he? He's a little stinker. He's a little stinker. But, he drove, actually he did pretty well. I mean, for his first van trip, he was in the van for 2 days and he did really, really well. I'm really surprised. Hey, Ivan, how are ya? Yep, finally a decent stream. So now I can actually start working on putting up some content without and being able to download it and render it and do all that fun stuff. So finally, now I didn't get here till Friday, but I drove 2 days straight like a mad woman to beat all the storms that were going on the East Coast. And I beat them all, but man, it really yesterday I think I must have slept most of the day. And even today I was playing catch up, trying to clear out the van and clean up stuff and things. So, Fuzzy's in the back there still, and she's finally taking a rest because I pretty much beat her up. But it was good though. The Wonky Compass Adventures. Hey, that must be Crystal. How you doing? Yeah, I know. I'm actually like, it actually looks like finally I've got internet, guys. I'm so you have no idea how much I'm like jumping for joy. It only gets more risk. I know, right? Right? I I got that one though. That's the sad part, Graham. Yes, I made it home safely. Thank you very much. I was kind of driving there like a mad woman, but I got home in one piece. I beat the storms, so I had a nice, easy drive. I didn't have any rain. I think I had a sprinkle, and that was about it. I think it lasted like 2 minutes, and then I was like golden. But I missed all the heavy, heavy, heavy storms. I kind of like weaved in between them. I was going through the Appalachian area, so I was, skirting everything. It was insane. The baby is turning into I know. He's 7 months already. I'm like, oh my gosh. The 23rd of August, he'll be 8 months old. I'm like, and he's turning into a little devil. But he's my baby. Yep, it's me. See, I figured it was you. I looked at the avatars. Oh, that's got to be Crystal. Ah, Pim's in the house. Graham, Crystal, Brenda. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, ooh, how is Romy doing? Romy's in the house. I tell you, it is. I actually got to ride in the car with my son doing his drifting. And I said, oh, I must be losing weight. And he says, well, why, Mom? I said, because my butt actually fits in this seat without having to get in, have to squish into it. He starts laughing. He goes, Mom. And I'm like, no, I'm serious. Um, so he took me around the track a couple times. It was a lot of fun. And you guys have seen my video, I'm pretty sure, but I'll play it just because, I can. Why not, right? So this is my son. Come on. Oh, there's no sound. What's going on? But that's him driving and drifting. He loves his drift car racing, so I got to actually take some pictures and video of him, and he actually had a awesome time. So that was, he loves racing, his drift car, and he built that entire engine, his suspension, his roll cage, everything. Like it's all he built that from scratch and converted it himself. He has a team that he drives with. It's called Night Call, and he's with the Lock City Drift, which is up in New England. Like we have Lone Star Drift here down in Texas. That was, I think, his first drift event. I took him, and he was hooked, and he got his own car and started doing mechanics and things on it. So he loves it, and it's safe. So I've never seen, yeah, you have people that spin out and things like that, but there's no rollovers or anything like that. So it's kind of nice. Romy's doing good. That's awesome. That's awesome. I know, and it is fun because literally, like, because you're going sideways, like, and he's in a team, so when they move, he moves, and it's kind of like drifting and sliding, and being in the car and actually seeing the car sideways and the smoke from the tires that come out and everything. Oh my gosh. And he wasn't holding anything back because his mama was in the car. He wanted to show me. Oh boy, he wasn't playing. And it was a ball to watch. And he was in a team. They had an invitational competition. It was an night invitational. And I think their team did ninth out of 30 teams. So he didn't do too bad. Problem is, on his last run and the last like 100 yards, he ended up blowing his power steering cable or his power steering tube, and he broke his car. So, and that's the whole adage with drifting. It's drift it, break it, fix it, repeat, or something like that. And he has a ball. It was so much fun. Let's see what it says here. What's the goal in drifting? The drifts, what it happens, it's usually a 3-car team, and the competition, the goal is to maintain distance, but as close as you can without hitting your team member. So like they'll go down one way and then they'll switch and then they'll switch. And if they can maintain that same separation and that same drift throughout each turn, they get 2 laps around for the track. It's called the track. And then they have 1 round of freestyle. So they could do whatever they want. And as long as they maintain a distance, and the closest that you get, or the team that has all 3 members that congeal together and stay close and stay the same distance, is the one that wins. So that's pretty much the goal of drifting. I'm sad to hear you're not going to. I know. I just got my camp, what do you call it? The camp assignment for the beet harvest, and they want me up in North Dakota September 22nd. So unfortunately, that's the following, that weekend is when Lollapalooza is, and then the first starts, and I have to be ready to start October 1st. So my appointment is Monday the 22nd. I have to be up at Camp Pollock. So unfortunately, I can't make Palooza this year because I've already committed. I have a wonky compass on my phone, and the sun is meant to rise in the east and set in the west. But here, according to my phone, it rises in the north and sets in the south. Winter solstice. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're in winter solstice. You're in winter, Graham. That's right. We're in the heat of summer. Oh my gosh. And while we were there, it was like humid. Like they were getting Texas weather up in Rhode Island. I'm like, oh man, I thought I'd come up here and actually have a break. Yeah, no, that wasn't happening. Their summer actually got there early. So usually they don't get that until August. Yeah. I mean, now this week they're back in the 70s, mid 70s, low 80s. But yeah. when I was there, they were in the 90s. And I'm like, oh man, and the humidity was just the same. So I thought I'd get a break. That didn't happen. That's wonky, all right, yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like a dance, correct. But the more that they can keep it together as a team, the three cars, as long as the three cars can make the same turns and the same distance within the 2 laps of the track, the closest grouping without any errors and without hitting any dirt, they end up, they end up winning. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and it was and of course, being the supporter that I am, I bought their t-shirt that has, Drift Team, Night Call, and their little logo on it. And they had a whole bunch of other things. And, I'm supporting my son and, he loves the team. Everybody gets along and, race car driving and it's actually fun to see him work on the car because obviously they touch bumpers and, they end up, cracking them because they are fiberglass. And then he has to take the bumper off and he has to fix it and then repaint it. And all of his team cars are this metallic blue that's beautiful. And so when they bump tires and wreck things, he's got to fix it before the next run, so it's all nice cars. So seeing him patch it up and do this and glue this and do that and sand it and then paint it, prime it and then paint it and he does it all. He fixes his own body work. He does his own engine. He replaced his differential I don't know how many times, let alone his transmission. I mean, you know, but he's got a team, so they all kind of work together. So, like, he had a spare differential, and one of his team members, broke his on a practice run. So they were close to my son's home, so he picked it up, the extra one, and gave it to him. And they do the same for him. Something happens and they have an extra part, they let him have it. So it's great to have like a little team like that. So he loves it. Was once in my mate's car years ago, never again. Scared. Yeah, if you don't expect it, yeah, it could be scary, but it's not like he was on city streets. I mean, it is a specific track. He was at the Thompson Motor Speedway. And so it was a professional track, and there's set rules for that, and that drift organization, Lock City Drift. And they rent out the track and have these competitions or whatever. And the drivers have to pay to, drive on it. And especially like the competition, it's one of their biggest events is their night invitational. And I think 2 Canadian teams actually came in first and second. But they were awesome. There was no competition, hands down. But you could tell that these guys have been probably driving for over 10 years. So that's probably the reason why they won. Yeah, yeah, I took one too. So here's a little wet. Sorry, guys. Work, 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 then the work, 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 the ruin of my great wanderer. It is. It's very expensive. Don't get me wrong. And I even told him, I says, boy, you chose an expensive hobby. But I don't, what do you call it? I don't have to worry about his driving. I mean, he can get out of a deal, anything. He's a very defensive driver, and which is great. I mean, I love it. Yeah, and it's just like, You know, that's his van life. Like when there's meetups and things and we all meet with everybody, it's the same with him, but with drift cars. So all the people that attend these invitationals or these competitions or do the drifts or whatever, they are a group, you know, they're kindred spirits. So they see like the Canadians, the ones that actually won. You know, I mean, they were socializing with all of the other US teams because you know they're the kindred spirit type, so it's just like van life but just they it's with race cars, it's with drift cars. Now people are like, well, drag racing, I'm sorry, well, drag racing is like a straightaway and that's it, the fastest you can get down the straight. But drifting, you've got 6 to 7 turns that you have to know when to move your car in order to drift to the right, to the left, you know, and you've got the partners. So now you've got to learn the dance in a way. And so I think it's more difficult than just drag racing. Everybody's saying hi. Uh, your hair is giving your hair is giving legless. What? Hi. Oh, Legolas. Oh, Legolas. Okay, because my hair is only half up and the rest is all straight and falling forward. Legolas, as in Lord of the Rings, guys. Yeah, and he's enjoying life. Luckily, his girlfriend joins him, so she goes on a few rides, and actually, Larissa went on plenty of rides during the weekend because Larissa was there with me pretty much both days on Friday and Saturday. We pretty much, since he broke his car on Saturday, he didn't drive on Sunday. So he socialized with his friends or whatever and helped, you know, other cars or whatever. But yeah, needless to say, Larissa, his her brother gave him a few rides in the car as well. So that was kind of nice. Yeah, you do. And it's reading, you've got the leader, and the leader is the person that actually runs. The followers basically just keep the distance, but it's up to the leader to make sure one, he doesn't lose the rest of his team, that they're within a certain range if he needs to speed up or slow down. I mean, there's a lot of things that the leader has to keep in mind, but the followers just follow. So they know the distance it is to the car in front of them and when they can turn, you know, between the turns. And so you know, Will actually, last year he was an alternate for the competition, and this year he actually competed. So, like I said, they actually ended up in ninth. Had Will not blown his power steering in the last 200 yards, they might have placed a little bit further up, but they still placed really well. Still proud of him. Oh, yeah, so many. Yeah, I mean, she must have been on at least 15 rounds with her brother. And I found the actual loving side of him. Well, you know, you've got sibling rivalry and sibling altercations, but deep down he loves her. So it was nice. I know, right? He got his car to work. Yeah, he just needed to replace the power steering line. What happened was when he was turning and stuff, it was rubbing up against a metal piece, which ended up puncturing on his last run. But he made it either way, and it was nice, and you know, it still was interesting to see. Um, he had the part the next day, and he just fixed it. But that's what he likes to do. So we spent a lot of time on that. And while I was up in Rhode Island, I was able to complete getting both my children's, as you all know here, my children have been adopted. from Russia, both of them, Will and Larissa. And after the adoption, you are supposed to get what's called a United States birth certificate of international birth. And we didn't do that because at the time when we adopted them, we had to go to court. Well, that cost money, everything else. We couldn't afford it because we just spent everything on the adoption. Life got in the way. Separation happened, then divorce. Well, now that the kids are going on this cruise with me in November, they need their birth certificate. So I spent the whole week getting their United States birth certificates of international birth. I had to provide everything, all the court documents, all the birth certificates, the adoption certificates, the everything under the moon. And so, believe it or not, the process actually takes longer. But because I was very thorough in my paperwork and had everything with me, um, the person actually said that she's never seen it where somebody has actually had all the paperwork in the first try. And they usually had to go back and get this or get that. He says, "You're the first person in so long that's actually came prepared." And I'm like, I'm in Texas. I don't have time to keep coming back up here. So I got their official Rhode Island birth certificates of international birth in a week. I still can't believe it because I got to apply for their passports. So now I can use that to apply for their passports. I was not going to send their Russian or their certificate of citizenship or any of the important documents in the case that it gets lost because I only had the one. Now I can just send the Rhode Island birth certificate. It acts just like a regular birth certificate. So I am so excited. I got that done and we can take care of it. So let's see. Some people go fishing, ride horses. I know, right? To each his own and make exactly. It makes him happy, and I'm okay with that. Okay, I didn't need to know that there, Graham. I did not need to know that. And we got to get Iggy's, yes. And if you've known from my past videos, Iggy's is the greatest. They have lobster rolls and they have New England clam chowder with clam cakes. And is like the best ever. So we did get our Iggy's. She passed her summer school with flying colors with an A. So I took her to Iggy's as a celebration because it is expensive, but it's good. If it's good, I'm willing to pay the money, you know? And every time I go, I do get Iggy's. So yeah. Yay. Congratulations. So it is nice to know that, I had a great visit with the kids. It was just nice. I had dinner with Will's girlfriend's mom. And so I got to know her better and I got to know um, Will's girlfriend better, who will be joining with us in the cruise. And, I actually got to have dinner with just Kayla and Will on my last night before I left. So that was nice. I had time with Larissa, which was needed. And yeah. Will got Kayla flowers. Aww. That is so nice. I gotta go. My friend, was good to have made it to a light. Aw, thanks, Crystal. Be safe out there with Romy. I hope you're beating the heat because I know it's hot out here. I saw your video. I'm like, oh, I hear you. I hear you. I want to go to Iggy's. I know it's good. The lobster roll is like a decent size and filled with not just claw meat. It had tail meat in there, and it was so good. It was so good. Take care. Yes, please be safe, Crystal. Give hugs to Romy, hugs and kisses to Romy. Yeah, Zeus, and if you guys can see, that black blob, be lucky. Ever since I got back, now Zeus was with me for the trip, but Lucky wasn't. Lucky was here with Auntie. Because I'm trying to train Zeus for van life, and Lucky has already been in the van. We went to Quartzsite. He was with me in Quartzsite. And so while I was trying to train Zeus, it was very hard to watch Zeus and Lucky. So Lucky stayed here, and I was able to just take Zeus and concentrate on Zeus. And that was good because now he jumps in the van like nobody's business. I mean, Zeus has grown up so much that he can actually jump into the van right now. I'm like, oh my gosh. And, he was such a little pipsqueak, and now he's jumping into the van. Insane. So, yeah, let's see what else. Oh, God. What have you guys been up to these days? I mean, I know, you've seen me and now that I have internet, I can actually start posting stuff like I want. So, I'll be able to post the videos of the beet harvest and post the videos of Finland, post the videos of the airline review for Finnair and American Airlines. Post a review on, the 5 things I would take to make economy class on long haul flights like so much more comfortable. Go over the backpack that I use. We're setting up for a cruise. I'm also getting ready to go to the beet harvest for the second time. So those are videos that I have planned. 5 things that I cannot live without in my van. I mean, those are things that seriously, it's such a game changer for me in my van. So I have all these videos, but it's the internet that sucks. So now I'm able to actually concentrate and get those out. So I thank you for sticking by with me, guys. But I just got back and, still trying to clear out the van to, you guys never had a van tour. So I'm trying to get a van tour done of Fuzzy so you guys can see what Fuzzy looked like inside in a detailed way. And are these things that you guys think, is good? I mean, that you want to see? Let me know in the comments. What would you prefer to see? Like I said, I have a lot of travel videos. I have a lot of inputs on, also do some videos like on Amazon affiliate links. I mean, how to become a content creator, or not a content creator, a affiliate with Amazon. Some how-tos on how to do that, how to post your links, how to manage your store. Yeah, and I'm going to put in here, speaking of the store, you want to see some of that is the website to my storefront, and that helps, again, it's commission based, the whole 9 yards. Nothing you guys have to pay. It's just like an associate link, an Amazon associate link. Let's see. I'd love to see a mix of videos, especially your build out. Oh, okay. Because, yeah, I've never done a tour, of Fuzzy. You've seen Rickshaw, and how I make it with the extra bedroom or the extra tent, but I don't think I've ever done Fuzzy's tour. I have a few giant mud crabs cooked over the coal sitting on the, oh, you know what they do with the lobster roll? Okay. In New England, what they do is you can either have it hot or cold. I prefer cold. And so what they do is they cook a lobster and they get the meat. So the meat from the tail and the claws, all of that out. They mix some salt, pepper, and mayonnaise, let it cool, and then you put that on well, it's a hoagie roll. It's a like a torpedo roll. And you just put the filling inside of it, a lettuce, some lettuce, one piece of good lettuce, and then you put the filling in, and then that's it. That's the lobster roll, and it's like 22 bucks, but it is so good, like so good, because it's not just claw meat. Usually people like to skimp and just have the claw meat, and that's kind of not the best lobster meat. You got to have the lobster tail. And so what they do is they cut up the lobster tail and they put that in there with some mayonnaise, salt and pepper and butter. Yum. And it's just the best. Those are delicious. Yeah. And like I said, they have it hot or cold. I prefer cold. Um, it is so good. So good. I love Iggy's lobster rolls, but I was told there's a restaurant called Twin Oaks in Rhode Island, and I've heard it before. When I worked for WPRI in Providence, we had the road show, and so I started the road show initially, and I was the initial crew. And Twin Oaks would come, and their chefs would cook in the cooking section, and apparently they have the best. It's better than Iggy's, but it's because it's more. It's like gigantic. So next time I go to Rhode Island next year, I will definitely try Twin Oaks lobster roll. Yeah, they are delicious. I am not gonna lie. Yeah, is that something you want to know about too, like the foods from like my travels? Because, like I said, I have Iggy's. I've got some places in Finland that we visited. That's so good. Um, and just different places. I did have lobster mornay and looking the sea. Oh, really? In Tasmania once, but that was years ago from now. But if you can remember it, then you know it was good, even though it was years ago. Yes, I have to agree with you on that because I lived on both coasts, West Coast and East Coast. And honestly, East Coast has better seafood, absolutely, by far, than the West Coast. And I don't think it's necessarily because East Coast has more, um, like I want to say they seed the areas closest to the shore for breeding. Um, More in the East Coast than they do the West Coast. And I just don't think there's many fresh options on the West Coast as they are on the East because you make more money. And like I said, because they seed the seas in certain areas where the yield is higher. So, and they have the best practices. So if a lobster female has eggs attached, they clip it and they throw it back into the sea. Um, so it it's kind of weird. Yeah, you know, only because I've lived on both the east and west coast. because I've lived in San Francisco area, Los Angeles area, and then I lived in Rhode Island, New Hampshire area um, for many years. But I will have to agree with you. East Coast is better seafood than the West. Take me to Iggy's. I know, right? It's called Iggy's Seafood and Chowder House. No, Iggy's Doughboy and Chowder House. That's what it's called. And they make doughboys. If you don't know what they are, they're like funnel cakes, but they're in a donut. That's what they call it, doughboys, with the cinnamon and sugar. And it's like a funnel cake for those that are Midwest or Westerners. Don't know what a doughboy is. Um, the fried blue crabs. Oh yeah, and they're rare, but they cost a pretty. I mean, they are expensive, but they are delicious. Yes, they are. And there's only one place around the Virginia coast that you can harvest a blue lobster. Most of them are down by Virginia area because up by Canada, the sea is too fluctuating between the cold and the hot. At least Virginia is, while it's cold, it doesn't go like into a deep freeze that Massachusetts and Maine would be. But they are expensive. Ooh, those blue ones. I never had it. Not gonna lie. I've never had a blue one. I've always had the red ones. But and it's funny because like rock lobster, which is really a smaller one, it's not crawfish or anything like that. It is, rock lobsters are about that long, whereas a Maine lobster is about that long. And it's like, oh, even the tail is like a good hefty tail. And some people even to the point where they take the meat out of the legs, and the legs are, they tear them and then they squeeze it up and they actually eat the leg meat because there's enough of it because they're thicker, they're bigger. So yeah, there's I can go on and on. Seafood is so good over there. So I got my seafood fix while I was in Rhode Island, so that was good. I'm not gonna lie. I did make it to my Iggy's to get my New England clam chowder, my clam cakes, and they're basically, I want to say they're like, well, they're not cornbread because it's not sweet. It's a breading that they make into a ball, what they put clams in. They cut up fresh clams and they put that into this, and they make a dough ball and they deep fry it. Put that with some white New England clam chowder. And Iggy's isn't skimpy on their clams. They put their potatoes, they put the clams in that are chunky enough. They're good, and their white cream sauce. It's just to die for. It is like the best I've had. So yeah, so I had my fill up in New England with Iggy's for seafood, and then I went for shrimp scampi at my luncheon with my son's girlfriend's mom. So I got to meet her. That was nice. I mean, everyone else has met her but me. And so it was nice. We got to chat, and I actually got to chat with Kayla, and it was nice just to, have some social time with my kids. My son turned 22, so he's no, in it was good. It was good. It was fun. So that basically is what happened last week. Um, so what do you guys, think that you'd like to see? So I've got van tour for Fuzzy, and some mods because I will be doing some mods on Fuzzy. There are a few things that in the last couple of trips that I've had that I've noticed I need more storage. So I'm going to tear apart the upper part of where my back cushion is supposed to be, I'm seeing that I'm not putting it up. So right now I have just a piece of board over on the top of it, and I think I'm going to lower that and actually make it permanent, and actually make it bigger so I can use the storage that it provides. So definitely going to do that because that's just a wasted space. And I'm also going to make a cabinet for the side of the counter, that is that I just need more storage space. So instead of having it all cluttered, I don't like clutter. I like everything to be in its place, everything have a reason. Rickshaw was great because everything hung on the walls and it was great. Going vertical is the way to go in order to save space. And so I definitely know that I need space. So I will be doing renovations to the van when it gets cooler. because obviously when you're out there doing all that kind of stuff, you actually have to have the room to do it. And I'm not going to do it in here. I don't need no sawdust in here or anything. So I'm going to wait till it cools off in order to get those accomplished, because it just needs more room. So you guys will get to see, the improvements as I do them. So that's kind of a good thing. The bride is up and I'm off to cook her bacon and eggs for breakfast. I'll be back shortly. If I miss you, stay strong. Aw, thanks, Graham. Yes, happy wife, happy life. That is for sure. That pretty much does it for this week. So I am going to be doing a lot of digital content. This week, I do have a couple of VA appointments that I need to attend on Wednesday. But for the most part, I thank you, Lord, for the internet. Now have a stable connection that I can now concentrate on getting the website done. I'm going to do a newsletter. I'm also going to put up content at least twice a week. I am entertaining a podcast. There are things that I am contemplating. I think right now I am just going to concentrate on consistently putting content out, because now that I have it, as well as my website. So those are the two things that I'm going to work on digitally, because it needs to happen. Now that I have internet, thank you, Lord, I don't have to wait for renderings and uploads and things like that. So stay tuned. That's going to be happening starting this coming week. Yay! So I am good and happy about that. I hope you all are too. But any questions? Who's doing what this week? Anybody got any good ones? What y'all doing? What y'all doing? Pam, what you doing? Graham, he's traveling. We all know that. Larissa, she's working on, having fun for the summer until she goes to school. So that I know. What you got going on, Pam? Yeah, I've just been easily taking it, as it comes. I'm glad to be back home. It has been hotter than what up in Rhode Island, and here in Texas, but it's nice to be home in my own bed. I have AC here, so I'm able to do work. I'm able to continue on what I need to get done. So, anyways, that pretty much does it for this week. Home improvements, yes. Windows and floors are. I know it is too hot to camp. I'm not going to lie. And I'm right there with you because I plan on doing, as you can see, I don't have anything. So I'm going to actually get some shelving to make a separate wall, pretty much like this here, and between my garage and my bedroom, so I can separate the two. and actually clean up the house area so I can start because it's I'm still in boxes over here and stuff, and it's time to get, organized and real now that I have everything that I need. And then my sister bought me an extra early Christmas gift for me. She got me a sound bar for the TV. So when it rains and you hear the rain and you can't hear the TV, and it's like a boom. It's like I can hear everything clearly now, and so I'm really excited. So it's actually starting to come along to look like a house. Still not ready for a tour yet, trust me, because it's just one open area, guys. I've got no lights, as you can see up here, or nothing. So there's home improvements that I need to do here. Dasherville is just what it is. It is a crash pad. It's a garage. And I crash here and then go to my next thing. But until I get monies enough to make more home improvements or build walls and insulation and drywall and lights and electrical, hey, that's what I got. you know, as you can see, this right here, well, this one, this is an extension cord that goes all the way from my box to make some extension here for my office area. So I have some power over here in this corner, but the box is on that wall. you know, my electrical coming into Dasherville is on that wall. So it's kind of neat. At least you know your place is not. Nope, it's not leaking. It was raining pretty hard. I've gone through a hurricane, and yeah, she's solid. Thank goodness she is solid. And I love having my windows on this part of the living area. It's cozy. It's home. It is an extension of the van. I have no running water. I use my composting toilet, but I've got a bigger one. I got the Jolka Gotta Go that I use for the house. I use my van for the running water to wash my dishes, brush my teeth, and wash my face. Thank gosh, my sister has a tiny house that I had, so I take showers over there. Yay. Because I'm still part owner of that, so I take a shower over there. Um, yeah, so it's been quite a journey. Just be, or maybe just back. It is not leaking, and I'm happy. I hope yours isn't leaking. Is yours leaking? Just hanging out here in Sunset Beach, Saskatchewan. Oh, enjoying a fabulous 3 weeks in Banff. Oh, I still want to go there. I heard Banff is like really great. One of these days, I will make it to Saskatoon, which is where Fuzzy was built from Pleasure Way. And I'm going to probably be in Winnipeg. I've got 9 days before the beet harvest. So during those 9 days, you don't do anything. I mean, you go to orientation for 4 hours and you go to a safety briefing for 4 hours. So for that 9 days, I only get paid 8 hours. The rest of the time is my time. So I might actually get up to Winnipeg again or even make it to Saskatoon, which is close to Winnipeg. But by the time I finish the beet harvest, I might even, I don't know. Banff is pretty far away though. It's in Alberta. Because I'll be up by Winnipeg. I'll have to think about it. Because depending on my orientation is the next day on Tuesday. So Wednesday morning will be my safety. So from Wednesday to Tuesday of the following week, I have nothing. So I might just go ahead and make a trip up to Banff and come back. That might actually be a thing. Oh, I know. I get rain so much. Okay, I was just making sure you're all good. Yeah, I'm surprised, but I sealed the bottom of the house to the concrete. I put silicone seal, like a good one, all the way around the property or all around the house. And all of the windows have silicone seal on them. The only thing I haven't done was the doorways yet, but I have spray fill for the doorways, for the, and then that's it. I mean, she's locked up tight, which I'm grateful for. So grateful for. But anyways, guys, that pretty much does it for this week. Big changes. I'm so happy that I actually can, you guys can see me clearly again. Yay! Let's do the dance. Let's do the dance. So just stay tuned. I'm going to be working this week pretty much on a lot of digital content because now that I have the internet and the speed to do so, there will be a lot coming out. Yay, finally. Maybe I can get consistent. Oh my God. I'm so excited. Take care. It's good to see your smiling face. I know. I'm so happy. It's good to hear from you, though, Pam. I hope you are doing well. Anyways, thank you guys for everything. Sticking with me, sticking by me. You guys are my OGs. Love you all. Please be safe out there this week because God only knows it's a crazy world out there. So stay safe, everyone. I love you all. And as always, stop dreaming it and start living it. I love you guys. See you next week. Bye. Bye.